All right, so today I'm going to be building I guess it's a planter box, you would call it. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be 4 foot by, I believe, 30 inches. Now, these are the tools and stuff that I'm going to be using. I got safety glasses. I have 3/4 inch, 3/4 or 5/8 screws here. I have two measuring tapes because I always seem to put one down and can't remember where I put it. I got a speed square. I got a pocket hole. Got the drills. Have the bit. Have just a couple loose things in here. This is what I pre-drill the holes with. But the thing that's nice about this is that pops out, and then you have the bit right there to screw the screws in. So that's pretty nice. Have plenty of batteries. A sander, which I won't be doing much sanding. My drill, of course. Clamps. Brad nailer. Now this will be for the fence pickets being nailed into the 2x4s. Pocket hole tool. Then I have my chop saw or miter saw, whatever you want to call it. Table saw and a pile of fence pickets, and I believe what six 2x4s. Now these are premium studs, so they were $5 a piece. So as you can see on here, it says top choice. So I don't want to deal with that lumber that they have there for construction because it was in really bad shape. They were all warped out and everything else. So, and then of course I have my stand here to record as I go. So, all right, I'm gonna put a total number of fence pickets that I'll use plus the 2x4s right now as I'm talking about it, so this way you know if you are interested in building this. I don't do the plans online or anything, but if I have enough people interested in it, I will draw up plans. But also, there was a gentleman that I watched on YouTube that inspired me to do this build. So it's going to be like his, but I'm going to change the legs design, and of course I'm going to make it a little bigger than what he did on there. So, all right, well, let me get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take 2x4s and cut them at 30 inches because it'll stand 30 inches tall. Then once I have them cut, I'll take the sides off so this way they're squared on the 2x4. Then I'll take the two 2x4s, put them side by side, measure that, and then take that off of 4 foot, and that'll be my outside diameter, which would be 4 foot by 30 inches. I believe I'm going to do it. I might do 32. I'm not totally sure. I'm going to see what it looks like. Just make sure it's big enough. So, but let's go ahead and get started so I don't bore you. And make sure you always square up on the end here. Oh. And you just take your speed square, make sure your miter saw, chop saw, whatever you want to call it, is square at 0. So now that we know it's at 0, we're good. So I know I'm going to cut at least 5 of these pieces at 30 inches. No, not 4. All right, so with 2 of the 2x4s, after cutting the edges off, they're 6 3/8. So I want it to be 48 inches long on the outside. So I come up with 41 5/8 for the next 4 pieces that I have to cut at 41 5/8. So they'll be the sides that'll get the fence picket inside. So I'll cut a groove inside that as well. But let's just go ahead and cut the 41 5/8. And then what I'll do before I cut any more, after I'm done cutting this first one, is I'll put them all together just to make sure I do get 4 feet. Alright, so here they are all together. And if you can see, it's off by maybe, like maybe a 16th, but we'll just stick with it. That's alright. Not gonna hurt nobody. So we know that we gotta cut them all at 41 and 5/8. So let's get to work on that. Now you can see this board, it has a big knot right on the end here. So I'm just gonna remove all that past that, because that might mess with measurements or just the levelness of the project. So I'll cut it back here. Because if you can look, you can even see the grains, the way they start coming out. All right, so now you're gonna, for the sides, they were for the fronts and the back. So for the side, you're gonna take the two 2x4s, because they're gonna lay like this. So this will be the front, and then the back will be like this. So you're only gonna measure the width, not the, or the, so that's 3 inches exactly. So if I do, I'm gonna do 30 inches on the outside. So that'll be 27 inches. You gotta have to cut 4 boards out. Now, yeah, so do 4 boards at 27 inches. All right, so during this, when we cut this part, we're gonna cut a small section out of here. Okay, so we're gonna come in about 3/4 of an inch, and I think I'm gonna come up, I think I'll just keep it at 3/4 of an inch as well here. So 3/4 and 3/4. All right. Now remember, I don't want to do much sanding or anything, so I'm going to look at the board to see what side I'm going to keep out. More than likely, it's going to be this side. I would probably really, on this one, I really would like to paint it, but I just don't have the time. So I'm just going to cut it here on this side right here, because I don't want, this side looks pretty rough. So just remember, whatever side you want inside, cut the groove on that. All right, so this side looks a little better, not really, but we'll have to work with it. So first thing is, always make sure it's unplugged before doing this. So we'll set the blade 3/4. You don't have to buy all fancy tools. Just use your tape measure. It's great, you know, when people tell you you need this tool and that tool, and before you know it, you got a whole collection of tools, and they become knickknacks instead of tools. So right there should be 3/4. So it looks like it might be a hair taller than that. That's okay though. We'll keep it there. And then on this, we'll adjust it to 3/4. And that's 3/4 right there. Perfect. All right, now we'll cut. So we have 8 pieces we're going to be cutting. The 4 sides and the 4 front, the 2 front and the 2 back. There you go. So I did that the wrong way, because I was supposed to flip it this way for the 3/4, but that's okay. That's okay. So, well, it's 1.5 inches anyway, so either way, the board is 1.5 inches both ways, so it doesn't really matter which way you probably go on that. All right, so as you can see, we do have our groove cut in all of these. These are going to be the side pieces, and these are going to be the front and back pieces. So we have all our grooves. So all 4 of the front and back and all 4 of the sides have this groove in there, because when we cut the fence picket, we're going to have it sit inside here. So a top and a bottom, so this way it locks it in. Now I might also, depending on how far down I go, I think it's going to be like 11 inches. I will put a possibly another board running across it so it doesn't bow it out, but we're going to see first. So let's go ahead and we're going to do our pocket holes now. So you're going to run a pocket hole, 2 here, 2 on that side. So you're going to do 4 for each board. All right, and then we're going to take it and we're going to screw it into the sides. All right, so my wife picked this up for me a while ago. But we're going to be using these blue ones here because they're going to for outdoor. These other ones are for indoor use. They seem to give you a lot of indoor use ones. I'm not sure why. I prefer to have a lot of the outdoor ones. So we will use the outdoor ones. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the top board first. Here we go. Now remember, when setting this up, this side is going to be your inside, because you're going to make sure this groove that we cut out is facing us, of course, because if you didn't, then you wouldn't be able to screw it in. So what you'll do is you'll just clamp it right to T. Now I'm going to add a little bit of glue before I do that. Finish that off. This is type on 3. Yeah, waterproof. Nothing crazy. Just want to make sure it's flush with the top here. That's good. Too close. Got it ready to screw it in, right? So these screws, let me see, the holes probably goes right there, so it should go in about that far. So you got about almost 1.5 inches of meat going into it, which is good. So we'll go ahead and grab our drill. All right, so this is what it should look like before we put it all together, and it's all squared up. So now this inside piece is 11 1/4. All right, so from where we cut the groove to the bottom of this groove to the top of this groove, it's 11 1/4. So that'll be the size of the pieces of fence picket. So then we have here, now we just have to put this piece right here. I know it looks like kind of like a fence or bedpost or something like that, but it's gonna look good when we're done. All right, so this is what it should look like without the fence picket pieces inside. So looks pretty good. I like it. Now wait until the fence piece. Then this is like pretty heavy duty. Like now, of course, I'll also have to put a board inside here. So when we run the planks across, now I'm also going to cut a piece that runs across here. So this way it gives it more support on the bottom. So we don't even have to worry about it ever falling out on them. So let's get that started. All right, so I'm using 2.5 inch stainless steel screws that I got on clearance at Lowe's last year. All right, so I got this piece down here. This piece I ran straight across. I have 3 screws, 2 on this side, 1 on this side, and then 1 on this side and 2 on the other side. All right, and then I got 2 more I'm gonna put in here, and then I have the other side to do. But this is kind of like what it looks like right now. Now you could paint this or stain this, anything you want, but I like the way the cedar sits in there. I mean, I know it blends in with the 2x4s, but it looks really awesome. This one I'm making for somebody, so I don't think I'm gonna color it. I'm just gonna sand it down and let them do what they want. But I'm gonna make another one of these just for me because I liked how it turned out. I think the only thing is I'm gonna bring this down more because this is only 16 inches and the pieces inside are cut at 11 1/4 inches. So take off a inch and a half. So that's what that is. So I feel like that should be a little bit bigger to make it really pop out. So, but that's what it looks like. So I'll be putting the bottom in soon, drilling some holes for a drain, and that'll be it. That's all. That's simple. All right, and then that's what it looks like from the top view. So, looks pretty cool. I like it. Like I said, it stands 30 inches tall, and it's 48 inches long by 30 inches wide. So now that's the outside diameter. And of course, the inside is going to be, so you got the 11 1/4, and then we'll say 3 inches for this. So 14 1/4 inches of dirt can go in there. So it's pretty deep. I'm not sure what the guy wants to grow, but I'll show him this, see if this is what he's looking for. If not, I can always make it deeper or longer, whatever, because I know you can only probably put so many plants in here. But maybe like 2, maybe 4 tomato plants, I don't know. Don't know. So, and then as you can see, you got the pocket hole screws there, and I got pocket hole screws all over. The only ones I didn't pocket hole were these ones. I just went right through the front. But this is built to last. I mean, this should last him a good couple years, if not longer than that, depending on how the weather is. So, but let me go ahead and start putting the boards in so we can take a look and see what that looks like when we're done. All right, so I got the bead of glue down. So I'm gonna start putting these down now. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah! I was gonna say I already had that fitted. So there we go. Oh, wrong way. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Now we're gonna wrap on some then we gotta find out where we put the center board. Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. Now we'll check the bottom and see if we missed. It's like a carnival game. Oh, we missed one. That's all your fault. Oh, yeah. Yep, that was the only one we missed, though. Actually, it looks like one, and then one came through. That's all right, though. Now we got ourselves a heavy-duty planter box. Ooh, one of them splinters. Now let's sand this down. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna put a coat on this or anything. I'm not sure what to do yet. I want to paint it really bad. All right, well, here comes the fun part, sanding. And that's the finished product right there. Then you got this, all the holes drilled in it. We got 4 holes per board in there. Looks pretty good. Turned out good. I like it. Very nice. Very nice.